Hey guys, so this is week 25. I am 25 weeks today. Yes, don't look at the board. I know I did not do a video last week, and I have a good explanation for that. So I'm actually going to do week 24 and week 25 in this video. Week 24, let me tell you, first of all, I want to start off by saying why I did not do my video last week. As you can see, I have the board done. My wonderful sister-in-law came down for Christmas and she made the board. I had all intentions to do a video. Well, in between Christmas and cooking and cleaning and all that, my husband and my son were also sick. So we ended up having to take them to the doctor the day before Christmas and the day after Christmas. And they were both being treated for the flu, and it was just, it's been so hard because my husband, I mean, you know, he's done well. He's took care of himself, but my son has been so sick and so clingy. I mean, he literally will not let you put him down. He wants you to hold him, but you cannot hold him sitting down. You have to stand up. You know, and it has just really it's just really wore me down. So I do apologize for not doing the video last week, but I will give you a little bit of information about last week, and then I'll move on to this week. As you can see, last week I was 24 weeks pregnant. The baby was the size of a corn and approximately 12.5 inches in length and 1.25 pounds. So that, you know, the baby's just steady growing. And it said that last week, since the senses are more developed in the baby and everything is getting mature, that she will be able to tell when she's right side up or upside down. And I do believe that is true because lately there's been a few times whenever I will go to lay down, you know, it just seems like she will almost cut a complete flip in my stomach. You know, it's like she does not like me in that position or something, so she moves herself. So that's, you know, kind of cool. And it just says that, you know, the baby is going to start practicing breathing last week and getting ready to move, you know, the amniotic fluid in and out of the lungs and stuff like that. So that was about it last week, except for the symptoms, which they have carried on into this week. And but also what was very exciting about last week was it was the week of vitality. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, I said vitality. Viability. I don't know why I said vitality. It was the week of viability, which means that according to science and all the other doctors and everything, they say that at 24 weeks, if something happened, then your baby would be able to survive. I know a lot of places go by 23 weeks, and, you know, that's just a hard subject for me because I'm actually on a group called Baby Bump, and there was a girl on there. She was due around the same time, a little bit later than me, towards the middle end of April. And she was 22 weeks in one day, and her water broke. And they told her that if she could hold off until 23 weeks, then they would try to, you know, save the baby. She held off without getting any type of infection or any contractions or anything like that until she was 22 weeks and 6 days pregnant. She like 2 days, 1 day, 2 days, however people want to look at that, being to 23 weeks, and she started having contractions, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing, to save her baby. Like, it was just horrible. You know, I just can't imagine why they think 1 day or 2 days would make a difference. I mean, you know, if they say that the baby will not make it anyway, then why not at least try? I mean, you know, why not try? Then if the baby doesn't make it, you can at least say that you tried. But to not give a child a chance over 1 or 2 days when she could have been wrong on their due date or ovulation date, or, you know, anything could have been off by 1 or 2 days. You know, that broke my heart for this lady. And especially being around Christmas time, you know, it was just horrible. So again, it reminded me of how blessed I am every day that this little girl stays inside of me. But anyway, so yes, last week was the week of viability, and that was a very big step for me because I'm just super, super thankful. Now, this is week 25, and they say that the baby is the size of a rutabaga. And if you know what a rutabaga is, then it's really a weird, excuse me, it's really a weird little thing. I'm going to get one up for you so you can see. This is a rutabaga. So, that one's more rounded, but apparently the baby is the size of a rutabaga. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Approximately 13.5 inches in length, so over a foot long now, and 1.5 pounds. They say that this week, during week 25, the baby, of course, every week from now on, the baby is going to start putting on more body fat and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger like a baby, you know. And so this week, of course, the body fat is starting, you know, to get more on the baby and filling up the wrinkled skin because they're very wrinkled right now. And the skin is taking on a smoother look. Their hair is starting to grow. It's developing texture and color. So whatever, you know, hair color she's going to be, that's very exciting. And let's see. The baby is able to have hiccups because of the practice in breathing. I have not felt her have the hiccups yet. I thought I did this morning when I was at work. But I couldn't really tell. So it probably won't be too long and I'll be able to feel her with the hiccups. Also, the nostril holes in the nose are opening, so she'll be able to, you know, have the amniotic fluid go in and out also of her nose and stuff. Let's see. I think that's it as far as development on the baby. I'm sorry, I have everything written down on my phone this week, and I'm trying to go to different things to see what I need to look at. Okay. As for me, the symptoms that I've had this week would number 1 be heartburn. And last week, heartburn. So my question to you guys are, does heartburn equal hair? Okay? A lot of mamas say they had heartburn horribly, and, you know, their baby come out bald as an eagle. I mean, you know, they was just bald. But I don't know. I don't remember having heartburn this bad with my little boy, and he come out with a good bit of hair. So I told my husband from the get-go that this little girl was going to come out with a head full of hair. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to know what you guys think. Or what was your experience? You know, did you have horrible heartburn and your babies come out with a head full of hair? Or were they bald-headed? Or did you never experience heartburn and they come out looking like Chewbacca? You know, I mean, it'll be nice to see what happened with y'all and your babies. I did see a little funny thing posted the other day on Facebook, and it said, if heartburn means that my kid, if heartburn means that I'm going to have a hairy kid, then I'm definitely birthing Chewbacca, you know. So that was really funny. If you guys don't know who Chewbacca is, you might want to look that up. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so heartburn, indigestion, Just horrible. It's awful. So I have been having heartburn. Like last night, I had to go into work yesterday evening at 6:30, and I got off this morning I got home about 8:15 this morning. And from the time I went to work until the time I come home this morning, I had heartburn. I ended up, during the night, I took 2 doses. Like I took 1 dose pretty much right after I got to work, and I took another dose this morning at around 4 of Malox, to see if I didn't have any Tums. I didn't have, my Zantac or anything like that. But I did take Malox, and it did not touch it. It's like it didn't even coat anything. I felt like I had a fire-breathing dragon in my throat all night long. So, it's horrible. I hate that. Anyway, also been still having hip pain. I was hurting pretty bad last night. In the beginning of my shift, I was like limping on one side because I was hurting so bad. And then it seemed like after about 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if I just walked it off, walked the pain away. I don't know what I've done. I was pretty busy. So it finally just went away. And I was very thankful for that. Also, I wanted to ask you guys about Braxton Hicks contractions. With my son, I can remember, feeling him ball up what felt like he was balling up in a ball in one spot on my stomach, and it would get really hard and poke out or be lopsided, And I always thought that was him, Well, I've noticed it this time. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was telling them, I was like, look, she's balling up in a ball, and look at my stomach, and they were like, girl, that's Braxton Hicks contractions. I didn't think Braxton Hicks contractions were like that. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had one. I don't know. So I'm just wondering if you guys have had Braxton Hicks contractions, how did it feel? What did you experience? Because I would really like to know about that to see if that's what I'm having. I just thought it was her poking her booty out or something, on one side, and so I always thought that was the baby, not Braxton Hicks. So I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. Also been having some crazy, sometimes scary, sometimes don't even make sense, vivid pregnancy dreams. I have dreamed my husband has left me. I've dreamed that he didn't love me. I've dreamed about very scary things that I don't even like talking about, because I just wake up and start praying that the Lord will help me to not go back to sleep and start dreaming that mess again. And, that He'll make my sleep sweet, because, it's horrible. It scares me to death. I've just had some crazy dreams. So that's definitely been going on the last 2 weeks. And then sweets. I think I've said this in my last couple videos. This little girl does not like me because all I want to eat is sweet food. Cookies and candy and whatever I can get my hands on that is sweet. It's horrible. I was in there a while ago raiding my child's snack cabinet. I'm eating his snacks because I want sweet food. I don't know. It's so crazy for me. Never been a big sweet eater. I could take you down for a Reese's peanut butter cup or something right now. It's serious. So, anyway, I'm scared to even know how much weight I've gained over the Christmas holidays. Another symptom that I've been having is itchy belly. This has just started the last couple of days, and I'm trying so hard not to scratch, because I know that, the scratching just makes it worse on your skin and stretch marks. So I have been using some bio oil on my stomach, and it does seem to help, massaging the oil in my stomach. I do already have stretch marks from my son, and my stretch marks are really wide, and they feel really deep. But thankfully, you know, they've pretty much turned white and you couldn't hardly see them. Well, now that I'm pregnant again, some of the same stretch marks are starting to turn red again. And one of them on the left side, which is really weird because my left side got more stretch marks than my right side did. So one of the stretch marks on my left side is starting to like have little red dots in it. And there's a couple more that's getting it. So I don't know if that's just going to be new stretch marks inside of stretch marks, or what that is, or if it's just the old stretch marks, you know, re-stretching again. Maybe y'all know, or if you've had any experience with that, you can let me know. But other than that, as far as symptoms, that's it. You know, I have been peeing a lot more lately also. But I feel like she's been really low the last week. So, you know, it just comes with the territory, I guess. Other than that, I feel great. I mean, I'm doing good. I'm so blessed and so thankful that I've made it to 25 weeks. I was 25 weeks with my son when I started having preterm labor. And so I'm just staying positive, and I'm not going to get that this time. I'm going to do good, and we're going to carry this little girl in full term, and we're going to have a great delivery. Which brings me to my second thing I'd like to talk about. I'm not going to go in full detail about this because I am going to make a separate video for this. But this was some of my Christmas presents. I've got Anna Mae's Guide to Childbirth. I've got a natural hospital birth. And the reason I got that is because there are no birth centers or anything like that in my area. And I personally feel safer in a hospital. That's just my own opinion. So, you know, I do plan on having a natural hospital delivery. I also got hypnobirthing. And finally, I have for my wonderful husband, yeah right, he's not going to read it, the birth partner. I'm not very much of a reader, but I do plan on reading these books because I'm determined that I'm going to have a natural labor and delivery. So I will, like I said, I'll talk about that in another video, and I'll tell you about my birth plan. And I mean, it's always nice to have a birth plan. It don't mean you're going to get to go by it, but anyway. So I do plan on doing a video on that. Also, I would like to tell y'all, or remind you, that I got my doctor's appointment on January the 7th, and I get to go have an ultrasound. I will be recording this ultrasound. I don't care if I have to do it myself. So I will actually be at my doctor's office when I get it, and my doctor is really cool. So she'll let me record. Unfortunately, the other two ultrasounds that we've had at the doctor's office, not going to name any names, but husband forgot to mash record. So anyway, if you've watched my videos, then you already know how that happened. But anyway, so I will be recording that ultrasound, and I will be uploading it for y'all to see. Because I'm very excited about seeing my baby girl and how much she weighs, and just, seeing her again. So I will be doing that on January the 7th. Also, I was wanting to tell y'all that they say that this week, your belly is approximately the size of a soccer ball, and that your uterus is in between your sternum, which is the bone in between your rib cage, and your belly button. So somewhere in between those two areas is your uterus, and I can feel mine, and it is like dead center in between my belly button and my sternum. So that's pretty cool. She's getting very big. It's getting hard to breathe sometimes. I have to eat really small amounts of food, or else I burn up with heartburn. So anyway, I guess that's it for this week. I feel like this video is going to be so long. And I am going to make a separate video about my labor and delivery and my goals and my plans and my dreams and hopes and how I plan on managing the pain and or the sensations and all that good stuff. And if any of you guys have had a natural hospital delivery, I would love to hear your birth stories. So send me an email or however YouTube does that, because I obviously cannot figure it out. So I'm going to show you guys my belly, and then I think that's it for this week. Alright, 25 weeks pregnant. My battery is blinking again. And I have not eaten anything since about 8:45 this morning. So that's pretty much all baby today. I don't know if you guys can see the stretch mark I was talking about. Right here, it's starting to get red. So there you go. 25-week pregnant belly. Hey, we have somebody that wants to say hello.
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 Say hey, YouTube.
Hello, T. Hello.
Tell them that you've been sick.
Tick.
Been sick. Mama's had to give you medicine. Yeah. All right. Tell them bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say see you next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.